This video will not be politically correct and might get deleted, so make sure you watch it until the end before it gets taken offline. Today, I'm attempting to take this information out of hiding. It's been hidden. The hiding of it is destroying the fabric of our society and putting us into bondage. It needs to come out and be non-hidden. It needs to be unveiled and shared widely and freely with anybody who's capable of accepting it and comprehending it now. Because we're not in a position where we could wait longer. We're not at the precipice. There is a moral obligation to bring this information to the public now, because this place is a garden full of weeds of poisoned ideologies and completely erroneous belief systems that have no bearing on truth whatsoever and cannot get us what we say. We want until that those thoughts are changed. Don't expect the results you want. Here's what that principle is. It's what I call the lost principle, and it's the thing that has to be present in order for any change to manifest itself, and it is not what most people think of it as. Even when I tell you what this is, I guarantee you there will be an inaccurate connotative meaning for what people think this means. Here's what the eighth principle is. It is known as the generative principle, or the principle which governs creation, which actually is the causal factor that goes into effect and generates the result that we say that we want. But what's the real term for it? Can you guess what the actual term, what the generative principle of creation actually is? Well, the generative principle is care. Now, this is different than compassion. People say, why don't you use the word compassion? Because that's not what I'm talking about. It is a different concept than compassion. This means, what are you giving attention and helping to grow? What are you focusing upon? Because what focus you're focusing upon, that's what's ultimately getting generated, getting created, and growing. And this doesn't mean be ignorant of what's going on in the world and don't look at anything that's negative, because you're going to feed that and give power to it. That's not what it means. That means you know what you're feeding in that instance. If you want to do that, you're feeding ignorance, and that's what's going to grow. It's the exact opposite that the New Agers want you to believe that it is. By ignoring the negative, you are ensuring that more of it occurs. You are fueling it by ignorance, ensuring that it grows and takes over. What care has to be looked at here as is this is what you're giving your energy to. This is what you're focused upon. This is what you actually care enough about to do, to spend your time on, to put your attention on, to manifest in the world. That's what I'm talking about as care. That's what generates our experience. In the aggregate, most people don't care about what's really happening. Therefore, it is an impossibility for us, in the aggregate, to change the direction of energy, to change the direction of consciousness, and ultimately to get what we say we want. That's how the real law of attraction works. Let's explore how this lost principle, the generative principle of care, truly operates and influences our shared experience on Earth. Care acts as the driving force of our thoughts and actions, generating the quality of our collective reality. Just like the heart, a pump in the body generates and sustains life by circulating the life force through the blood, care is the generator of our experiences. It determines what we think about and how we behave on a daily basis. In esoteric Freemasonry, the G inside the compasses and square symbol represents the generative principle, signifying creation and genesis. It is the force through which we create, and it's what gets lost when people lack genuine care and understanding. The generative principle is rooted in the Latin word generate, meaning to create, and it is the driving force behind our will and actions. Here's how it works. What we truly care about enough to put our will and action behind ultimately manifests in our world. However, most people fall short in this aspect. They may speak of wanting change, but they fail to take meaningful action to bring it about. the generative principle remains lost until people break free from their indifference and actively work towards change. The generative principle challenges the idea that change can occur without real-world action. It emphasizes that our cares, desires, and actions are interconnected. To create significant change, we must care deeply and act upon those cares. Merely wishing for change without the drive to act will not suffice. Reality demands action, and until people embrace this truth and overcome their inertia, meaningful transformation will remain elusive. In conclusion, the generative principle of care is the key to shaping our reality. It all begins with genuine care, which drives our thoughts, emotions, and actions. Let us regain this lost principle and act upon our cares to create the positive change our world urgently needs. The power to transform our reality lies within us, waiting to be unleashed through unified action and genuine care. Care, with all caps, is the encapsulation of the other 7 principles. Without this principle, nothing can be generated, created, regenerated, recreated, or manifested. It is what we care about that is generated or manifested in our world. For example, if you care enough about something, you will act upon. Therefore, action is taking after conceiving an idea for it to be manifested in our world. If it is love, honesty, or well-being that you are conceiving and generating towards humankind, our world would mend itself via peace, security, good health, and general pleasantry for all humankind. If it is fear and hatred that you are manifesting through the principle of care, our world becomes sick, and the end result is famine, killing, chaos, and wars. I hope you liked this video. Subscribe for more such videos. Thanks for watching.